everybody, and in this video I want to talk about how Trials of Osiris felt this last weekend with the changes to special ammo and just the patch in general. So what you're going to be watching in the background is me using a lot of Hawkmoon. It's also going to be a 1v3, which I did not mean to be in, and no, I didn't win it. You're just going to see the parts where I didn't completely suck. So that is the video you're going to be watching in the background. Now, let's start by saying something that I think is pretty important when it comes to forming opinions on a Crucible patch, especially in the very, very early days. So I've seen on Twitter and I've seen from multiple people, I've watched so many videos because I want to get everyone's opinion on how the patch has been playing in Trials. And a lot of people have said that it feels very campy. There's people just sitting in the back with Icebreaker and No Land, and everyone's using Scories, and they're all freaking Stormcallers using Electrostatic Mind. And that's been their experience of Trials. Now, if you have that kind of experience of Trials, you play against team after team after team doing that, and that's their legitimate strategy that they're doing, then you're probably not going to think Trials of Osiris plays very well since this patch. Now, I, on the other hand, had a pretty different experience. I mean, you can see from the Trials highlight video, you can see I played a bunch of games where it wasn't like that. You can also see from this video where it's fairly condensed into the type of teams that we're coming into. I didn't have that experience. I can honestly say that I played against one team where that was their strategy. They all had Scories on, they were all using either Icebreaker or No Land, and they just stayed in their spawn. They did not move. That was their strategy. And yes, that was extremely frustrating to play against. It's always been frustrating to play against that. They used to do that with like a longbow and a 1,000-yard, but now they're doing it with No Land and an Icebreaker. And I completely get the argument that now it's harder for you to fight against that because you don't have special ammo in your sniper, but I personally didn't experience that to be the norm. I saw more people just using primaries. If I'm perfectly honest, I would say that most of my engagements that I had were with primaries. Of course, there's people going to be running at you with sidearms. That's a thing that's happening. But for the most part, it definitely seemed like I was getting into primary gunfights over anything else. So with that being the type of games that I played, that molded my opinion into Trials is super duper great. Now, of course, any game you play is drastically going to be molded. Your experience will be molded by the type of players you are coming up against, the type of strategies they're using. Are they sending hateful messages? Are they teabagging? You know, it's very much so about the people you're playing against as to how much fun you personally have. So with me having the experience of not coming into contact with people who were just straight up camping, I had a really good time. I really did. I haven't felt this much fun in Trials since I can remember. I was sitting just wanting to play Trials, and that hasn't happened in a long time. Usually, of course, I have fun when I get into playing Trials for the most part, but I have not had that feeling of really wanting to just jump into Trials. I haven't had that feeling in quite a long time. It feels like there's a skill gap in Destiny once again, where you have to actually have a good primary shot in order to do well in Trials, and I really like that. I like that a lot. That's kind of what I wanted for a long time. Now, I will say that by no means do I think special ammo is perfect. I do not think it's perfect at all. I think that sidearms should not keep all of their ammo. If you run around and pick up ammo with a sidearm and then you die, you should just spawn with the amount of ammo that you would have if you didn't pick up that ammo. I would even be for limiting the amount of ammo you spawn with in general with sidearms, just to put it on more of an even playing field. So maybe you pick up less ammo than you currently do for sidearms, and maybe you start with less ammo every time you die with sidearms. So it's kind of a case of, yeah, you can have some special ammo, but it's not going to be a ton. Maybe it'll get you like 2 or 3 kills. So it makes people think about using a sniper and a shotgun more so than they do now. I would like to see that kind of change. I definitely think something needs to be changed. I don't think it's perfect, but I really do like the fact that there's more primary fights, and I totally do get the argument that Bungie is forcing people to use primaries. But at this point, I'm happy, and I'm sure this is going to be an opinion that a lot of people do not like, But at this point in Destiny's lifespan, Destiny 1's lifespan, we're looking at Destiny 2 coming out in, let's say, September. They said fall, so September I'm going with just because that's when Destiny usually comes out. A new release comes out in September. I don't think it's going to be possible for the Sandbox team to balance Crucible between now and September and have it be perfectly balanced. So the fact that they are forcing people, quote unquote, to use primaries, I'm actually okay with, because I hated the shotgun stuff. I really did. I didn't find it fun. I didn't find myself being like, yeah, let's go play Crucible. Whereas now I'm excited to, because I find primary engagement so much more entertaining than someone just running at me with a shotgun, using jug shotty or storm shotty, whatever it is. I find this much more engaging for my brain than the previous Crucible. And yes, Bungie's kind of forcing you to use a primary, and I definitely don't think special ammo is in a perfect situation. And I really hope that when they change Scory, because they said they're doing that they do bring out a patch to make special ammo better than it currently is, because right now it's really not good. I don't think it'll ever be perfect, but I think it could definitely be better. But I mean, I like primary fights, and that's what I'm experiencing, so I'm personally having a good time. And like I said, I can see everyone's point of view. I get that you don't like the fact that this is kind of like a band-aid for the Crucible when it comes to balancing. They're not actually balancing things. They're just putting on a band-aid of removing everyone's special so that you use a primary. I totally 100% get that. And in an ideal world, if we were stuck with this game, Destiny 1, for another 2 years, then my tune would be very different. I'd be like, this is not acceptable. They need to balance things better. They need to buff more primaries, etc. Make people want to use primaries over taking special away. But at this point, I'm just happy that we have something different, and I am truly enjoying being even gunned down by a sidearm. Someone running at me with a sidearm, I much prefer over someone running at me with a shotgun. So I know it's an unpopular opinion, but that is my experience. I can't experience anything other than what I personally experience because I'm me. I can't jump into someone else's body and possess them and be like, okay, I understand. But I do get other people's points of view. I 100% understand. But I do like more primary fights, and that's been something that I've said for a very long, very long time, that I enjoy more than anything. So the fact that that's happening makes me happy, and it makes me excited to play Crucible, whereas before I wasn't excited to play Crucible. So I'm sorry if that's a bad opinion. I know it's a lot of like, guys, I'm so sorry. I know, I understand. I know this isn't popular. I get it, but people get really angry when you don't have the same opinion as them, and I think it's fine to have different opinions as long as you have them in a respectful manner. So you guys can totally disagree with me, and let me know in the comment section if you do disagree with me. But please be respectful to other people in the comment section about your opinion. Let's have an open discussion about this, because I think open and honest and constructive opinions are very important. That's the way that we get our opinion across to Bungie on how they can change things in a positive way. So please do let me know in the comment section what your experience with this new Trials has been. Has it been good? Has it been bad? And please explain the reasons for it being good or bad, so we can try and work towards having a better Crucible in whatever patch comes out, however many patches it is, that we can have a fun Crucible before Destiny 2 comes. So just to summarize those thoughts, because I know that was very long and probably very rambly, and me being like, please don't hate me. I really like the primary fights. Primary fights are fantastic. I do not think that special ammo is perfect. I would like to see a change so that sidearms are not the only option that people go for, but it's just an option of, hey, you want to have like, you know, a few extra bullets to finish people off, here you go, use a sidearm. But shotguns and snipers are still good. I definitely want to see a scories change. Like that, of course, duh, that needs to happen. It needs to be something where people have to actually get out there and do something to make scories work. Just sitting in a corner is not fun, even if you're a support player. I know that Pope Bear was arguing for support players, and I totally understand that support players do want to have more of a place in the game, but support players should not be, hey, I'm going to support you guys and sit in a corner. You should want to have a more interesting, engaging gameplay experience by being a support player. So I hope something cool happens with scories. Hope something cool happens with special ammo. The whole icebreaker no land situation, a lot of people see it as cheating. I don't really. I feel like if you want to snipe, then use icebreaker, use no land. That's totally fine. It's the same as if someone was using no land before, which a lot of people were using no land before, and a lot of people were sniping before. That's the same as them using icebreaker. So I don't really have a problem with people doing that. People are always going to camp, guys. There's been campers in every single game. There's just people that play like that. You can't stop them from doing that. If you take away special altogether, be like, okay, icebreaker is now PvE only, and no land, we're just getting rid of it, then they'll probably sit in the back with Jade Rabbit or any kind of high impact scout rifle and team shot you and just pick you off. Like, people are going to camp no matter what. What you can do is make it to where camping is less rewarding, and the way that you can do that is by the scory change. A scory change will be the biggest thing to make camping not rewarding. You're giving up map control, and whatever they do to scories by making it less effective, I don't know what they're going to do, but whatever change they do to scories, it's going to be a nerf, right? It's not going to be a buff. We know it's going to be a nerf. So whatever that change is, they're making camping less rewarding. You are giving up map control, and you're gaining a small little boost for doing that. So I feel like the scories change above anything else is going to make camping happen less often, or at least make it less rewarding, so that if people are playing like that, you have a better chance at beating them and not just fighting supers. So that is pretty much my well-rounded opinion. I don't know if it's well-rounded. I mean, it's, that's my opinion. That's, that's how I think about all the stuffs. I honestly really enjoy Trials. I'm sorry. I know it's an unpopular opinion. I've seen the Twitter polls. I've seen the True Vanguard Twitter polls. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I've just had a lot of fun. I'm sorry. I have a fun time. But again, nothing is perfect right now, and I hope that we can make changes towards making things a little bit better than they are with special ammo. Scory is going to be the big thing. That's going to be the thing. All the things that you guys are like angry about camping and people just sitting in the back with icebreaker and no land, scories will change that more than anything, I believe, in my personal opinion. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry this was long, and I feel like I rambled. I'm really sorry. I'm not good at doing opinion pieces and making it short. Like, I'm just not. I don't write stuff down. I kind of just talk from my heart, from my passions. Yeah, so I'm sorry. But please do let me know in the comment section, how did you find Trials? What was good? What was bad? And please don't just yell at people. Give an actual constructive opinion as to why things were good or why things were bad. Arguing for either side is fine. Please don't yell at other people. You guys are really good at that, though. The comment section on my videos, I noticed that you guys are really good at putting across an opinion in a constructive and respectful way. So thank you for being awesome and showing YouTube that it's possible. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will speak to you awesome people later. Bye.